I also think that syllabi would be more helpful if they actually had a specific like weekly outlines for what is to be covered, so that in the event that a student needs to miss something for work, kids, whatever that looks like, we have a better idea of what to expect in the classroom rather than asking our professor all the time for follow-up, especially when professors are notoriously not the best at following up within a 24-hour period.
One idea I have to make the syllabus more detailed. I understand that there's like an outline of things, but for me, I'm very detail-oriented. So I think more details, maybe even some examples of like things that they had previously that was good. I know like plagiarizing is a big thing, but details is really good with me. So I think that'll work for me. Especially because I'm a visual learner. So like when I see examples of things, like it helps me more creative for some reason. Like, cause sometimes I tend to get stuck a lot, like on like, if I have to do an essay in the first beginning, I'm like, what do I put as the first sentence? Like, so I think when I see something, I'm like, okay, they did it this way. I can kind of change it around. I can make it my own, but the examples is like a big thing with me. I'm a visual learner. I don't care about a long syllabus. It's because a lot of professors just do an outline, and it's like, I get it, you have a lot of class and you're just putting up PowerPoints, but I need like, if you can go into detail with me, I feel like it's easier for me to pass too. Because I'm not less stressed. Like, what do they want?
So the syllabus would be more helpful if professors kept the syllabus up to date, especially with like pages and the books they require us to buy for the course. Like, at least for me, I had a couple professors that asked us to buy the newest version of the book, but their homework pages wouldn't translate to the book, the newest book. And it was a constant like bickering between back and forth, and it was frustrating for the rest of the class because a lot of the assignments and due dates didn't align with our actual course, and we didn't know which to refer back to, either the syllabus or the Canvas page. And some students just went by the syllabus, like they printed it out and they had all their dates there, and some missed the assignments for that same reason, that they weren't sure which one to go to. And yeah, it was very frustrating.
What would make me feel more engaged in the classroom is more examples. If I'm just hearing algorithms over and over, it's never going to stick. It just is very hard to apply something when all you are getting is the equation. Yeah. I actually had a teacher, and I would go to his office hours and I would beg for him to give us examples. And he said, you should feel if it's correct. And I was like, can you tell me if it's right or wrong? Can you give me example? I remember during the middle of class, I'm like, can you give us an example? He said, no, I solved half of it.
So I think also making a syllabus encouraging would include having clear set deadlines. I personally like to go off of a set schedule, in which I prefer for schedules or dates to not be changed for when assignments are due, when tests are. I just go off of that as a student, and I think it's a good way to be organized. And I don't enjoy it when a professor changes the day of like an exam, possibly. Like, it's rarely happened, but like I don't like that. But also when assignments are due, I dislike when they're changed, right? It doesn't go off of what the syllabus said. So yeah, I think definitely setting clear deadlines and like minimizing the change in the dates is more encouraging as a student to read the syllabus.
One of the biggest things on a syllabus for me personally is due dates. Even if they're just off by a day or two, that can create a lot of confusion. And I got 3 syllabi like that this semester, so it was a big issue.
I believe it would be helpful if the syllabus include specific strategies and ideas that students could use to be more efficient with their time and to be better learners within the specific course with a specific professor. So what I mean by that is having professors lay out, hey, these are some examples of what successful students have done in the past in order to build a guide to be able to be successful for yourself. Doesn't mean every one of those things in the guide is going to work and be effective for you, because each student might be different, but it does lay out a guide for students that may have not gotten that from other professors before, and also it may vary from professor to professor and from course to course.
I feel like syllabus would be a lot more interesting and engaging if from the get-go teachers and professors are able to explain the relevance of the course with the course itself. And I feel like, you know, by creating that relevance and by giving more material about the course and how it, you know, relates to real life situations, it broadens the class from just being, you know, homework and coursework, and it makes it like something that they can actually find relevance within like their own lives. And it kind of like, by broadening that world, it kind of creates, you know, like a more, you know, fulfilling experience for studying, and it makes it more encouraging and motivating.
It would make the syllabus more helpful if professors added something that included how they plan on supporting or helping students throughout their class, throughout their semester. Something as simple as like reminders that we're going to take it week by week, we're going to take it day by day, we're going to take it class by day, and like any reminders like yeah, we have an exam this upcoming week, but we're going to prepare for it, or anything like that that eases that anxiety or worrisome.
Another way to make a syllabus much more accessible is to update the assignment information and the due dates, and provide the syllabus in advance before the class, and strive to stick to the syllabus as much as possible so that students can trust in the syllabus and trust it as a document they can refer back to throughout the semester for due dates and assignment descriptions.
One way to make it more helpful is to make sure that our syllabus and Canvas page are completely in sync with the assignments logged in, and then making sure that that's the same on the syllabus so that there's not a discrepancy in turn-in dates.
The thing that would make the course syllabus more helpful and motivating would be to have a page with dates along with the topics that are covered for the day, along with the resources or the readings that we have to go through to cover the topics in terms of covering the syllabus or in terms of the exams. And this would be helpful so that in case we cover a certain topic, the students can just refer those pages, or even if the student wants to read beforehand, preparing for the topic before the actual lecture, they can do so.